Welcome back to the Literate Texan. It's Tag Tuesday. My face is a little flushed from the medication, but I'm recording anyway. I'm wearing a hat because I did not want to subject you to my bedhead. The tag I'm about to do is called the Currently Reading Tag 2023. I'm not sure if 2023 is part of the official name or not, but nonetheless, this one's been making the rounds for a while, but I saw it this morning over at Please Read Your Book, which is one of my favorite booktube channels. And he didn't tag me specifically in it, but I don't think he's going to mind me doing it anyway. But I'm going to get on to the questions and answers because I have a second Tag Tuesday video that I want to make after this. And I have an appointment to get my hair cut because I look ridiculous. Here are the questions. Number one, do you read multiple books? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've generally got more than one book going on at a time. And I don't really keep a DNF list or do DNFs. I just leave those books in my currently reading list, which now boasts about 25 books that I'm in the middle of. So, because you never know when I'm going to pick one up and start reading again. But if they've been sitting there in DNF long enough, I'll just start over again from the beginning. But yeah, I read multiple books. I don't have a problem with it. Sometimes I'll read just one book. It depends on how long it is, but sometimes I'll read something different in the morning, something different at lunchtime, and something different during the evening. And that was the next question. How do you alternate books? And it's pretty much like everything else in my life. I just do it at random. You know, I'm a pretty whimsical guy. Do you switch bookmarks? Now, I believe they're asking if I switch bookmarks in a book while I'm reading it. And generally speaking, you know, I'm not super anal retentive about bookmarks, but I do like bookmarks. You know, I had a set of Van Gogh bookmarks that I really liked that I bought a box of on Amazon. I don't remember what I paid for it. I like bookmarks from my local used bookstore. I've been known to use a dollar bill, a $5 bill, a $20 bill, even a $100 bill as a bookmark. I told my daughters that if and when I ever die, that they should definitely make sure to look at all my books before they sell them, just in case there's some cash in there. Where do you store your current book? I read either on the couch in my office or the love seat in my living room / bedroom. And so whatever I'm currently reading is in one of those two spots. I have a little miniature coffee table thing in front of my couch in the office here. And then in my living room bedroom, I have a TV tray next to my love seat, which is where I keep whatever book I'm currently reading. Where do you store your current book? That's the one I just answered. What time of day do you read? Morning, noon, and night. I like to read in the morning for a little while before starting my work day. And then I like to take a break in the middle of the day and do a little reading while I'm at lunch. And then usually I'll read during the evening. Sometimes I'll get caught up in a television show. I binge watched Bob Hart's Abishola recently, which I thought was adorable. And I also binge watched Painkiller on Netflix recently, which took up about 4.5 hours. And you know, sometimes I just don't feel well enough to hold up a book and read. You know, sometimes I just have to veg out in front of the TV. That's a side effect of my medications, though. I sometimes feel guilty about it, but I'm trying to learn to be patient with where I'm at. So what about the dust jacket? Well, I always leave the dust jacket on when I'm reading. My daughter Mary, who's also an avid reader, does exactly the opposite. She takes the dust jacket off when she reads. So what's your reading position? Normally, I'm reading from a seated position, often with my legs elevated slightly. They're not elevated above my heart, so that doesn't reduce the swelling in my legs at all, but it's still better than sitting with my legs on the ground. So, you know, I'll elevate my legs on the coffee table when I'm sitting in the love seat in here. I actually have another room that's strictly for reading and books that I seldom go in these days because it's one of the hotter rooms in the house. But there's an armchair and an ottoman in front of it. There's also an ottoman in front of my love seat. If I'm reading on my Kindle, I'll also read lying down while I'm in bed. But I read more Dead Tree books than I do Kindle books, although I've been reading more Kindle books lately. Do you take your book with you? I visit an oncologist once a month. I always take a book there because I know I'm going to be there a while for my infusion. You know, I've been getting out a little bit more lately, but usually it's go to dinner with a new friend of mine. And so, you know, I don't need a book for that because she's pretty punctual too. And, you know, if I've got company, I'm not going to be reading a book. But when I go to a doctor's appointment, there's been a slew of those over the last month. I always take a book because you never know how long you're going to be in the waiting room. You never know how long you're going to be in the exam room waiting for the doctor. And, you know, that's just how it is. So I'm supposed to tag people in this too. And I forgot to prepare for that part of the thing. I'm going to tag Bookworm Adventure Girl, which I'm going to leave down below, you know, here in the, you know, the little description of the video so that you can click over and check out her channel. She's really cool. Please read your book is where I found out about this one. So there's no point in tagging him, but I'll come up with something to tag him in. I'm also going to tag Scally Dandling about the books. And that's 2 people. I should tag at least 3 people is the way I feel about it. So I'm also going to tag Chris Reviews. And you can just click on those in the description below. I'm going to be back with another tag video soon. Very soon, in fact, because I'm planning to record it right after I finish this one. And so anyway, until you're ready to watch that one, stay sexy, folks. But more importantly, stay hydrated.